It's another Tuesday. Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we analyze expose of state concerns with credibility, void of fear or favor. On Debbie's Grill, we do not grill meat or fish. We talk about the fact and we say it just as it is. My name is Deborah Adoso. In the past week, Office of the Special Prosecutor has announced that the former Minister for Finance, Ken Ofori Atta, is wanted concerning some charges that have been leveled against him. And it has to do with issues of the National Cathedral, SML, and then procurement of ambulances. Now, when this issue came on board, some acclaimed concerned citizens has shown their concerns with mixed reactions. People talking about the whole incident. Now, my attention was drawn to something yesterday that is in alignment with issue of the former minister Ken Ofori Atta. Now, the national organizer for the New Patriotic Party, Mr. Henry, has made a statement on behalf of the New Patriotic Party, claiming the issue or the statement made by the Office of the Special Prosecutor is unnecessary. Now, this is a very sensitive issue. A very sensitive one, of course. Now, we know that in this country, when we appoint you, the major factor of which we appoint you is for you to be accountable. Because you be in office for 8 good years as a finance minister. You've sent budget into Parliament House, it has been passed, funds has been allocated. But what has they been used for? So this is a case where you've been leveled with corruption. And I feel like if you feel you are not guilty of any crime, just come out and let the OSP have an interrogation with you. Then at the end of the day, we will know whether you are guilty or you are not guilty. But in a case where you are wanted, but then we have a notice that he is not feeling well. But as I said earlier on, this is a very sensitive issue. And so the New Patriotic Party coming out to tell us that what the OSP is saying is not necessary. There is a question mark there. You can't tell me I've appointed you into an office to work on my behalf and on the behalf of my clients. Then at the end of the day, you can't account to me the money I've given it to you to invest into that business, what that money is supposed to be used for. And at the end of the day, you can't account to me. It means there is a question mark somewhere. So you don't come out to tell us that it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary for the OSP, Mr. Kisi Ejaben, to say that former finance minister Ken Ofori Atta is wanted. Now, I want to draw your mind to something. Thieves do not steal alone. Yes, we know of thieves, but they do not steal alone. Thieves steal, they cooperate together and then they send one person to go and steal. And so if the person is being caught, that is when you see them mentioning names. I'm sure you are getting what I'm trying to point at. I feel like there is a whole lot that has to do with issues of the finance minister being wanted by the OSP. And as I said earlier on, this is a sensitive issue. This is a matter that we have to take it so seriously. It is not an issue that we have to take it so lightly. We are talking about billions of cedis. We are talking about money, huge sums of money that have been used, that has been taken to be used for a particular project. And then at the end of the day, we don't even see what is happening. Let's take the National Cathedral, for example. That site was actually meant, or I think bungalows of lawyers and chief justice was built on that site. But because of the National Cathedral, I stand to be corrected. It was actually destroyed so they can create or build a national cathedral for the country. And then we've allocated billions of cedis. And the National Cathedral is now a manhole for us. And we never sat down. I can't remember a time where citizens have protested demanding for a manhole. It was a National Cathedral. And I can't also remember sitting down, seeing citizens of this country protesting for a National Cathedral. It was something that was discussed between our former president and his God. But then they have to allocate funds because we feel like we will have it to generate revenue. Let me say it this way: we feel like it will generate revenue for the country. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. But then let us know. I've been in power for 8 good years. These are the money I've taken to sort out this project. This is what I've used it for. This is the amount remaining. And out of this is the revenue we've generated so far. And so if it were to be me and I'm being wanted by the OSP, I have no reason to be, running away. I'm not saying he has run away because report has it that he's not feeling well. There is no way I should run away. I have to go. Who knows, maybe I will not be found guilty. But in a case where you come out to tell us that what the OSP is saying is not necessary, it's necessary. One, if this issue isn't necessary, I'm not sure the OSP will bring it out. I'm not sure the OSP will let the people of the country know. But it is an issue of state concern. It is an issue that we need to know. You see, it tells us that we are not being accountable. It tells us that we are only interested for the position. We are not being fair enough. We are not being transparent. And it is a question mark. A very big question mark. So I was a bit annoyed when I heard the national organizer for the New Patriotic Party saying that the issue is unnecessary. You call this unnecessary? Are you for real? You call this issue unnecessary issue? I think we are joking as a country, seriously. If you come out to say something that at least, yes, we know, we can't say he's guilty for now because he's been a suspect. But unless he's being interrogated by the Office of the Special Prosecutor for us to know the outcome of what he has to say, then we can boldly say he's guilty or not. But even without he going to the Office of the Special Prosecutor, or they giving us telling us that he isn't feeling well and like he's actually having issues with his health or something, the finance minister has been sick for some time now. I don't think this issue will make him feel sick more. No. And if he's listening to us, he should make sure he's in. He should make sure he's in because there are questions to answer. A lot of questions to answer. We can't just sit down and fold our arms for that billions of cedis to just go away just like that. No. Then it means we are a lawlessness country. It means we are a country without, we are a country who is not focused on accountability. But they will always come out to say, we have to be accountable, we have to be transparent. I know no appointee will actually take that position not to be accountable. But for us not to have the perception that indeed you are guilty, please make yourself available. No matter how the sickness is, I know this wouldn't make you feel more sick, as I said earlier on, preventing you not to come out, to answer the questions that is being await you. It's a very sensitive question. Very, very sensitive one. This is corruption we are talking about. This is corruption. We are talking about corruption. And I'm not saying Mr. Ofori, Atta, our former finance minister, is corrupt. No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that he has been leveled with cases of corruption. That has to do with billions of cedis. Let me tell you, that money can actually be used for, something else in this country that would have benefited us as a country. Because even if money has been allocated to this sector, let us know what benefit has come out of that particular money, that particular project. Let us know. So if we are being followed for you to come and, answer to some of these corrupt cases, I don't know why, we should be having some excuses. And if the New Patriotic Party knows very well that Ken Ofori Atta is not guilty, they shouldn't come out to be saying things like this. Because as an ordinary Ghanaian outsider, I would think that yes, it is true. Because you coming out to say it isn't serious, whilst we, the citizens, or we, the spectators, at the back of the corner, viewing as if you are not looking at what is going on in the country, can actually testify to the fact that this is an issue that needs to be dealt with immediately. You see, this is why we don't actually take things so serious in this country, because cases of corruption will be mentioned, and then at the end of the day, we don't see what happened. Even if the finance minister is to be should be flown back into the country, there should be a needed step to do that. It should be back into the country. And as I said, no sickness. Which kind of sickness is this? Maybe I'm yet to know. And I'm not saying this to criticize him, or I'm not saying this to actually mock him of his health status. No. But this is an issue of state concerns. This is money that has been given to you to invest into a project. That project of which the project will generate revenue for the country. And you couldn't account for us. And now we are saying that these charges have been leveled against you. And so you have to come and answer. You have to come out and then tell us what you have to say about that. And as we are thinking, going through our daily businesses and looking out for him to come out, you go about telling us that what the Office of the Special Prosecutor is saying is unnecessary. It has no sense. No, you don't do that. You don't do that. For me, it tells me a whole lot. Issue that needs to be critically looked into. Then what if another person does that? How are we going to hold him accountable if we leave this issue to go just like that? I know this has been a trend in Ghana here, where people will actually, be noticed for corruption. And then at the end of the day, we don't even know what happened. We don't want to see that happening in the country again. No. We don't want to see that happening in the country again. If you've been notified with corruption, the necessary steps should be taken to ensure that accountability, transparency reign. Else we'll be in this country and there is no way we can curb corruption. We can only be combating corruption with our words and our big English, and then there is nothing we can do. And at the end of the day, billions of cedis will still be draining, whilst the ordinary Ghanaians, as they called us, suffer. And so to the New Patriotic Party, that was a no statement. That was a no statement. It was a no statement. Because as I said, this is an issue that needs to be dealt with. This is a sensitive issue. This is an issue of state concern. This has to do with a lot of money. A lot of billions of cedis we are talking about here. Ambulance services, National Cathedral, SML, and a whole lot. And so if you think you are not guilty, if you think what they are saying it's accusation, it's a false accusation or something, come out. Let us know. Tell us what you have. Let us feel that, oh yes, he has come out. Oh, okay, fine, he's not guilty. Okay, it makes sense when they say what the Office of the Special Prosecutor is saying doesn't make sense or it's not necessary. Then we'll say, okay, fine, that's right. But because we are in the same country, and then they were the same people who were accusing the Office of the Special Prosecutor of not doing his work correctly. Even though we've identified people with corrupt behaviors, corrupt attitude. In fact, we were born with corruption. Our blood is corrupt. And then now that he's out to do his work to you are saying it doesn't make sense. If really it doesn't make sense, then let's clap for ourselves. But let accountability reign, for transparency to reign, to know that indeed, yes, we really meant to show that everything we will do will be accountable to that. Then let's do equal to that. And then to the former finance minister, if you know you are not guilty, I know you are not fine, yes, and I know some way somehow you are listening to me. This is not an issue that we should be I feel like this is not an issue we should drag for too long. If you feel you are not guilty, just come out and let us know that you are not guilty. But if you are guilty, then let the Lord deal with you. Thank you. Meet me same time tomorrow. My name is Deborah Adoso.